now we have my good friend Clayton Morris from Fox and Friends, and I know I just watched you on TV, and you were doing a great job with a pink tie. Clayton, good morning. How was the show today?
Good morning. Well, I have to. It's competition because you are always the best dressed person in the building. So
oh, you're very kind. Well, I follow your footstep. Just for people, I'm sure everybody knows Clayton Morris, but he's one of the anchors on Fox and Friends. We've become friends for now over 5 years. And besides like doing all the political comments and statements and the whole show, you're also very technology savvy. And I've learned so much from you about iPhones and iPads and over the years about all kind of technology. That's why we have you on a regular basis here, because people love you and they learn a lot from you. One of the topics that came up, Clayton, was this camping outside could actually reset your body clock and your circadian rhythm and your whole biologic clock. Can you tell us a little bit about this study, which was, by the way, published in Current Biology? Tell us a little bit about this. What is the light and our biologic clock and relationship of it?
Well, I mean, I love technology, right? And it's part of my life. It's part of what I cover here at Fox, and I love those fancy new gadgets and everything. But I think we're starting to see a movement to try to remove our abundant use of these devices. And we're seeing how that it affects our sleep patterns. There have been a number of studies over the past few years pointing to the blue light from our LED screens and LED lights that we find in our iPads and other portable devices. And one of the big problems is that our body, as you know, Doc, about 2 hours before bedtime starts to produce increased levels of melatonin.
That's right.
So that we can get a good night's sleep. Well, what we found is with these devices is that it actually inhibits your body's ability to produce melatonin at the time that it needs it most. And so in these studies, we're finding that that people that were using tablet devices or iPhones or smartphones, doesn't have to be an iPhone, before bedtime, were inhibiting their ability to get a good night's sleep and actually reducing the level of REM sleep that they were getting, which is, as you know, is so important, which we only hit about 3 to 4 hours into our nightly sleep pattern.
So that's a very important point you're bringing. For a lot of people who don't know what REM sleep is, it's basically the deep sleep where you're going to have the maximum dream time, and that's the deep sleep of the cycle. These cycles repeat themselves every 60 to 90 minutes, and we may go through about 4 or 5 cycles depending on how many hours that you sleep. Your point is well taken, and that's really, really important. Using a lot of this technology, you would reduce the amount of melatonin right before when you need them. So what do you suggest people do?
Well, one thing you can do is, it's a special weekend because I think all national parks in the country are free this weekend to kick off awareness about our national parks. So if you want to go and you want to camp out in any of these places, this new study out pointing to going camping can help reset your biological clock and the rhythm, your circadian rhythms, right? When the sun goes down,
Absolutely.
We gather up around the campfire. We don't have devices in front of us, and we can talk with our families, and we can go to bed at a decent hour and really help us get back on a strong sleep pattern and get that full night's rest and wake up with the sunlight like Thomas Jefferson used to do. But I think more importantly, if you're not going camping, right, which not all of us can do this weekend or throughout the week, it's to about an hour or two before bedtime, really try to reduce the amount of blue light that you're using in your house. And there are a number of different amber light, which is sort of has an orange glow to it. So you can even use hue lights. I'm sure you've seen the hue lights by
that's
Philips.
Right.
And you can actually control what type of color the light is in your bedroom. And you can put these hue lights in your bedroom and put them to an amber setting. So really try to reduce the tablet usage about 2 hours before your bedtime. Pick up a printed book. They found no reduction in REM sleep when people were reading a printed book before bedtime using amber lights. So I think we need to pull back from some of this technology sometimes because it's really affecting our sleep.
Especially right before you go to bed. Clayton, for people who want to buy some of these lights that you just mentioned, where is the best place to go?
Well, I know if you go to the Apple store, you'll actually find they have a couple of different starter packs of the Hue lights, and I'm a huge fan of them. You can control them, set timers for them, so that even when you're on vacation, they'll go on at certain times. So, burglars don't think that that people are away for the week's vacation. So the Apple store has like the starter pack. I think it gives you 3 lights plus the hub that connects to your router, and they also have individual lights. But of course, Amazon.com is a great place to order up some of these Hue lights. Some of the colored ones are a little bit more on the pricey side, but remember they last for like 30 years.
That's
so
great.
you're not
That's
having to
wonderful.
replace them.
I love it. I think that's a great advice.